Hello and welcome to the STRUMIS Mobility app version 3.0 webinar. This is our latest version with an all-new user interface redesigned from the ground up. The new look and feel mobility app is available from all app stores and is completely free to use with unlimited users for our on-maintenance customers. The STRUMIS Mobility app provides many core STRUMIS functions without the hefty price tag associated with a third-party barcoding software provider. The STRUMIS database can be updated remotely via the STRUMIS Mobility app, meaning that even on-site operatives can be part of the real-time status updates. The core benefits of the app include the reduction of input times, elimination of human error, and improved traceability. This can all be integrated as part of your company's digital transformation process. As this is an interactive webinar, we welcome your questions, which you can enter in the GoToWebinar chat. During the webinar, we will try to respond to as many questions as possible directly, but we will also include them in the Q&A session afterwards. Before we get into this webinar fully, I'd like to go through the evolution of the STRUMIS Mobility app. Most of our existing customers who've signed up for this webinar will know about the current mobility app functionality, but for those of you who are new or unaware, I'll quickly explain this. Existing functionality within previous versions of the Mobility app were focused on the production tracking of parts and assemblies, including the ability to track time and simply adding of items to delivery notes or bills of lading. We've kept the best parts of the existing functionality and expanded upon it to create the all-new Mobility 3.0 app. Being able to have the freedom to walk around the shop floor while performing typical workshop processes such as welding and recording time is a distinct advantage of the STRUMIS Mobility app. Scanning barcodes rather than selecting from lists or drop-downs saves precious staff time and reduces human error. The STRUMIS Mobility app provides real-time information on completion date and time. Traceability processes and employee hours are recorded for the benefit of your senior executive team's reporting. In more recent versions of the Mobility app, we've incorporated the ability to switch material heat numbers, empowering shop floor users to be more involved in traceability as we understand how important this is in our industry. We've then added inventory transfers, meaning that people in the yard could be more involved in inventory management and take away some of the back office workload. In the latest version of STRUMIS Mobility, we introduced the concept of being able to issue material directly to a contract, which is particularly helpful when our customers don't want to nest bought-out items such as bolts, nuts, washers and studs. That brings us to the new STRUMIS Mobility app version 3.0. In this version, we've raised the bar even higher. Not only have we enhanced the delivery note or bill of lading workflow, but we've also introduced more new functionality. Let's step through the new functionality and explain the reasons behind them. Firstly, we've reimagined delivery notes, or bills of lading. Previously, you would have to create the delivery note, or bill of lading, in the STRUMIS desktop application before trying to add parts or assemblies to it. This is a thing of the past. You can now create delivery notes on the fly for all purposes, whether they be storage, workshop, subcontractor, or even for the erection site. Not only that, we've also incorporated packages and containers, along with the hierarchy that comes with them in the STRUMIS desktop product. This new functionality means the shop floor workers can load items into a package, thinking something along the lines of a box, a crate, or even a pallet, and that package can then be added to a delivery note or a bill of lading, and then eventually added to a container, which is the highest level of hierarchy within the STRUMIS application. While all customers using the delivery functionality within STRUMIS use site delivery notes or bills of lading, packages and containers has also been adopted by a large number of our customers, so we'd like to ensure that some of the great STRUMIS desktop functionality can be thoroughly embraced via the new STRUMIS Mobility app, and we've made this so very simple. On top of all of that new functionality, the shop or yard workers can print the shipping tickets from within the app to the designated printer connected within the web service. The adoption of this new functionality within the Mobility app goes a long way towards helping our customers to get the maximum return on their investment without any hidden extras. To go along with this revolutionary new functionality, we've also introduced running quantities and weights at each of these levels, so you never have to worry about sending a load out that is overweight or miss the opportunity of adding to a load that may be going out a bit light. We feel that this new functionality is a real game changer when it comes to yard productivity, and yet again empowers employees to be part of your company's success and growth. The feature of running totals for weights and quantities on a load has been requested by quite a few customers, so we're not going to take full credit on that one. Let's take a look at some of the delivery functionality live within the app. So let's go ahead and take a look at the delivery module within STRUMIS Mobility version 3.0. Before we begin, we can see the phone is open to the right hand side, and behind it in STRUMIS Evolution we can see in the production control module the loading to site process and a series of assemblies all primed and ready to go to be added onto a new delivery ticket. My goal today within this demonstration is to create a brand new delivery ticket within the app itself, and utilizing the barcode scanning practices, I'm going to be scanning the barcodes for each of these assemblies onto that ticket so that I can load it and get it prepared and ready to go out the door. We'll have a look at a few other features along the way though. To begin with, let's open up the delivery module. We can see we're straight away presented with brand new functionality with the advent of packages and containers being added straight into the app. Now, I mentioned this earlier on within the presentation, but it's worth mentioning that they are live within the application at this time, and if you're familiar with the functionality found within packages and containers, as you can see in STRUMIS Evolution, they've already exist in there. We've mirrored the functionality over into here, so packages can be added into delivery notes, packages and delivery notes can be added into containers, and of course they still maintain all of their core differences. For example, packages, you have the opportunity to create the different dimensions of the package, add its weight, and then of course the weight is then added onto the total weight of the delivery note when it's added onto it. So you don't just get the contents of the package being added, but you also get the weight of the package as well. And of course that can be scanned into the delivery note through this interface. Let's take a look at the delivery notes environment, and you can see we're presented with a series of different location types to begin with. In this case, I'm going to be looking at a site delivery ticket, so I'm going to go for the erection site location type. That then presents me with a list of existing site tickets that I already have, either created within the app or created within STRUMIS Evolution. From here, what I could do is open up any of those tickets to manipulate the contents, change the details, or add additional items to it. In this case, I'm going to go for a brand new ticket, so I'm going to click the plus button at the bottom of the screen. From there, I'm going to come up to the top, go to the contract drop down. I'm looking for the job that these parts are connected to, so that's right at the top just there. The location is my site location, in this case, as I chose a site delivery ticket. And if we work our way down here, we have the opportunity to create a description. So I'm going to call this load 1. For this particular record. From there we can then choose an employee who's going to be loading this, and then from there we can then choose a delivery date if we'd like, and a return date as well, which will then be present on our paperwork. So if I click on the date for that, let's just have a quick look through here on the interface. Let's go for the 31st. No return date, as this is a site ticket. I'm expecting this to be a one-way trip. However, I can, from my list of trailers, pull that into the app as well. Now that's added in within STRUMIS Evolution, and we pull that down from the lookups inside the app itself. Shipping agent, if we're using an external transport company, in this case I'll use my High Transit LLC, and I'm going to create that new bill of lading or delivery ticket. As you can see, the ticket's created, and now I'm in a position where I can start to look at the barcodes for these assemblies to add them in. As you can see, if I drop the details down, it gives me a little bit of information about the ticket, and I can click edit to go back and make changes if I so choose. Okay, so let's get some barcodes and look at scanning. So the first thing I need to do here is I need to go to STRUMIS, and I'm going to go to the report preview, and I have my barcodes ready to go here in front of me. I'm going to go back to the app, and then from there I'm going to hit scan. You can see it loads up my camera, and I scan on that particular barcode and hit add. You can see that's now popped it down here, and it's pending save, so I just need to keep going, scanning more barcodes. And let's find another. And as you can see, I can just keep going ahead and scanning those barcodes and adding them into that delivery ticket. When I hit the upload button, that's then going to upload that directly into STRUMIS for me. And as you can see, that's now created that ticket. And there we are. Now that's now uploaded those in, as you can see in my summary. A wonderful piece of new functionality we have here is the running quantity and weights for this ticket as well. So you can see the 3 items I've added on, 3 items down here, look. Total weight for that as it stands. That's going to give me the opportunity to make sure that I'm not underloading or overloading my trailer. See if I can perhaps squeeze a couple of extra pieces of steel onto it, or make sure I don't send it out overweight.
Another great new feature of the Mobility app delivery note functionality is that you can now see the item's name instead of just the ID, as in previous versions, as well as the length and weight on each line.
I have the option here with the selection choice where I can come in and edit that ticket if I was perhaps overweight, and I could select these. And then within the edit screen, we have the opportunity to use the remove button to take those selected items off of that delivery ticket. Now you see there is also functionality here to work with the note environment within the delivery tickets too. For anyone who's used the Mobility app previously, you'll be aware that there's an opportunity to place notes against scanned items as we add them onto a delivery ticket too. So perhaps I need to indicate that I'm utilising crane offloads at the other end. I could add that note directly onto that delivery ticket against the line item that I'm working on at the time when I'm scanning it on. So we also have the opportunity to print within the app as well. If I utilise the print button, what that's going to do is it's going to send my delivery ticket, my bill of lading, paperwork directly to the printer that's associated with my web service. In this case, I haven't got a printer connected, so what I'm going to do is go back into STRUMIS, go to my bills of lading for the job, and we can see here the record that I created in the app is also present in STRUMIS. They do talk to one another. It's all one system. And when I open that up, if I simply go to Actions and Print, I can generate my paperwork that way as well to conclude this process. You can see here I've got email within here. I can also utilise the print option as well if I'd like to, or even go to the export feature and go and print it to a PDF and then of course print from there.
We'll now move on to a new piece of the Mobility app functionality, which is cutting plans. For those of you who are familiar with STRUMIS Vision, which is our web interface application, you'll understand this functionality, but we've taken it a step further in the new Mobility app. We thought long and hard about this new feature and imagined ourselves as a machine operator and what could make this super simple to use. What we came up with was so easy, it was almost a eureka moment. Wouldn't it be easy if you could scan a barcode on the material or the cut list and then tell STRUMIS that was the bar you wanted to cut? That's exactly what we've done, and we've kept it as simple as possible. Imagine being a saw operator, scanning a barcode on a cut list or the inventory itself, specifying the actual drop length from within the app, having a raw material consumed from the inventory, and then the drop being available immediately for nesting. We thought that was pretty cool too. As part of this process, We've also introduced functionality where the machine operator can swap heat numbers at the point of cutting. We can already do this within STRUMIS Production Console and STRUMIS Vision as well, but we've simplified this even further in the new Mobility app. When the operator scans a cut plan as complete, they have the option to switch heat numbers. We've now introduced a searchable list of alternative bars should the barcode be unreadable or not even on the bar itself, so that whatever traceability information is available can be used to accurately determine if the bar is a valid swap. We always have the failsafe that STRUMIS already knows which heat number can be swapped, and only these bars are presented to the user. The last piece of new Mobility app functionality we'll be focusing on today is check status. This is another simple concept, but we had to figure out a way to make this as user-friendly as possible. You can now scan any barcode produced by STRUMIS and get the current status of the related item. Some examples of these are part or assembly barcodes providing information on the current process, the next process, and various other work order information. Delivery notes, or bills of lading, which details the delivery location, quantity of parts or assemblies on a load, and the current weight, and even inventory barcodes that list things like location, supplier, and purchase order, amongst other key details.
So the next piece of new functionality we'll be demonstrating today will be the check status option. Now what this allows me to do is scan any barcode within STRUMIS and I'll get some useful information about the element I'm scanning. I have a few examples today. We have an inventory barcode, we have a piece mark or mark item barcode, and a mark or assembly barcode, and we have a delivery ticket or bill of lading barcode to scan as well. We're going to start off with the inventory barcode that's on screen in front of us right now. So we've got a 14x43W section in play. Now imagine we're walking around the yard and we need to find out some useful information about the material that's in front of us on the rack. What I can do is I can hit check status. I can then go to the barcode reader function, scan the barcode, and now I know what order it was bought on, from whom, and even information relative to where it is and its cast reference, so I've got traceability information, and I'll even know which cutting plan it's due to be used on within its connection to its relative piece marks or mark items. Let's move on to an assembly barcode now. So in this instance, rather than this showing us information relative to material-based properties, this is going to give me more work order-based scenarios. So if I scan this B2 that we have in front of us here, there we are, we can see the contract it's connected to, we can see the mark number or assembly number, the material for the main member, and the processes that it's currently at in production. Now we're missing workstations out, obviously as this is assembly or mark level. If we go for the mark item or piece mark level, what I can do is scan that one, and I should get similar information, but because this is a piece mark or mark item, we can see that we have the cutting element in play here as well. So it's telling me, and of course the workstation that it's at the moment. Similarly, if I go to the bill of lading or delivery ticket and we go ahead and scan the barcode for that, as we know, the information we're receiving from check status is relative to the record type. So if I go ahead and scan this barcode, I should get information about the delivery ticket, and there we are, number of items scanned onto it, total weight, and where it's due to be heading. So another very useful function that we've included in the new development for Mobility version 3.0.
We've tried to keep this webinar as more of a teaser and not particularly technical, but for those of you who'd like to explore this new functionality in more detail,
We'll provide links to more instructional content on our YouTube channel.